Dang, preparing to live stream,
We are a bi-monthly.
setting up your meeting for YouTube Live. Nope.
Oh, I see it.
Okay, so now I can close this, right? Okay, I'm gonna close that. We're good. Now we will be ready.
Look at these. They're just up here. I mean, my kids have been taking over my workspace, and I mean, I guess for
Hey
the better,
y'all.
right?
Yes. Hey y'all. It's Rachel. And that's Eddie
Oh, I was
above
talking.
me.
Sorry about that.
No, I don't care. I thought it was funny. Welcome to my so-called mess. This is the mess that I don't even know what I'm saying. But hey,
Yeah,
hey,
get that
eyeballs.
live stream. Get that live
Yeah,
stream. YouTube.com/at Athens Public. And I have some googly eyes that I held up and spoke over the intro.
I like the speaking over the intro personally.
Okay, let's do it from now on.
Okay,
It's our thing.
how are you? It's been a
I'm
minute.
good. Yeah, it's been 15 days.
I hope you all didn't miss us too much.
What's that?
Said I hope that everyone didn't miss us too much.
I think they did.
I'm sorry.
I don't really have any nothing major happened. It's like summer break here. So,
It's end of school, summer break. I've had a busy, busy, busy 2 weeks. I don't even know where to start.
oh, okay, here's something.
Okay.
It's disgusting. We had a sleepover and the kid that slept over threw up on me. So,
What?
yeah. And that was the first. Like I think I've cleaned up like throw up from a cousin or a close friend, but this was like kind of a stranger kid. And I gotta tell you, it's pretty much the same.
Is it?
Yeah. I thought it was going to be different, but it was the same.
Mm,
Same amount of work, same grumpy feelings while doing it.
yuck.
Yep.
That was your excitement of the
No,
um
I mean, that's one of the many things I've done.
mm, that's what happens when you're out of school.
For some reason, I thought you would like that, but I guess not.
The throw up part?
Yeah, we went to the pool a lot, the YMCA pool.
How was the YMCA pool?
It's they open the outdoor pool, but not until 4 p.m. So we
Oh,
always get there and then try to wait for the outdoor pool. And then when the outdoor pool opens, we're like, we don't want to go out there. And then we
oh.
leave.
So you're not part of the townie pool?
We're not part of the townie pool, but we have enough friends that are part of it that it's like you can just show up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we go there too. We haven't gone there yet, but I don't know. They said that Bishop was supposed to open this year, but
Yeah, that's supposed to be nice too. So for those of you who don't know, there's this pool in Athens. It was supposed to be part of a development. It isn't a development, but for some reason they opened it to the public
hmm
and it became where all like the older townies went and became known as, but it was called something else, not just the townie pool. It's like, was it called something else? Hampton something? Hampton.
Hampton Heights.
Yeah, but I thought there was like another nickname for it besides the townie pool.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you go to that pool?
I mean, I wasn't a
Yeah.
part of the pool. I
Huh.
didn't pay to go to the pool.
Exactly. And that's how it still is. You just know
I,
somebody who knows somebody.
yeah, yeah, I went with like a friend. They didn't have a pass either. I think their brother has a pass or something. I can't remember. But
You
I've been a
you
few
just
times.
you have to look hip and then you can get in.
But more than that, I used to go to Legion Pool all the time.
Which that's the UGA pool, right?
hmm
I've never been there.
Oh, it's so nice. That's a fun pool too.
What's your pool sitch like? Are you you getting in that You have a pool at your apartment, right?
I have a pool in my apartment. I have not been.
Oh,
Um, I don't like sitting at a pool by myself.
really? Like with a book and one of
Yeah.
those like mirrors that you hold under your neck so that your neck
I
gets
sh
a tan?
I should start studying by the pool because I have to study for my boards. But
Hmm. That's a
no, it
good
is
way
weird.
to like get some attention from people who are looking for smart people, you know?
Oh yeah, studying. Yeah. Oh, and then it sees counseling. Oh, look.
You just hold up a Tolstoy, like,
No, I haven't been to my pool. I should go to my pool. Maybe I'll meet people. But it's also been raining a lot. We had really bad storms the past couple nights, and apparently last night, not here, but in other parts of Austin, like the airport had like glass broken. We had all kinds of hail and flooding.
oh dang.
So, and then yesterday, okay. So I'll tell you about my away story in a minute, but I'll start with my coming back story.
Okay.
So I came back from my trip, and I can't remember what night it was, but I hear all this yelling, and it sounds like it's right by my front door. And it's
Hmm.
this guy talking about, I can't believe you did this to me. Let me in. So I think it's just some drunk fucker, but he's like, oh, I can't do his accent, but it was bizarre the way he was talking. Then he starts saying stuff like, something, you stupid white, you fucking white boy, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, this guy sounds like really white, and just happens
The
to,
one that's saying white boy sounds
yeah,
white?
yeah.
Like
He
in a
sounds
Texas way? Like,
Yeah, but also
okay.
like kind of surfery too, or kind of stonery. I can't.
What? What?
Yeah, and he's screaming
Texas
that.
surfer stoner?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's weird. Then he starts saying something like, "There's lots of other girls on this floor." I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, you're. So I tried to go back to sleep. I'm like, I'm not going outside till like I was. I think it was too late. Like after security was gone, I'm like, okay, this guy's having a bad night. Let it go, right? Like one
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
But then I hear him again in the morning. Sounds like
Hmm.
he's right outside my door again. And I guess my neighbor called somebody because I heard her talking to somebody like, I don't even know where he is. It sounds like he's on this floor, but well, then now he has started. This has been going on for days. Where a
Hmm.
couple times he'll start screaming the same shit. I don't even know where it's coming from. It sounds like it's outside now. It's scary. And he's scared. Like how? Like I don't want to walk in the hallway if this guy's like, having a breakdown. And my neighbor opens her window and screams outside, "Fuck you! Shut the fuck up." I was like, thank you. And he came back once since then, maybe twice, but I haven't heard him yet today. But then, so that's that. There's this little area, I think I mentioned this before, that's actually like the next property over, and it's a building, and there's this like little L area. And we're on my side of the building, people use it as like a little walkthrough to part of it, one of the dog park areas.
Okay, yeah, I've heard about that area.
Okay. So they just like, there's this little spot where like I was always like, I'm surprised homeless people haven't or unhoused, whatever. I've been hanging out here. And then of course all of a sudden they were. But no one's been like
You
staying
know
there.
what?
So
I'm not going to try to interrupt, but I would like to draw a picture of what I think your apartment complex looks like just based on your descriptions.
okay.
That would be fun.
Are you gonna
Go
draw that
ahead.
now?
Yeah, while you keep talking.
Okay. So it's on my side, I'm the only part that has trees like out their window.
Hmm.
So the other day there's this guy like hanging out, blah blah blah. And then yesterday I see this guy, see this guy and he's like flapping around. I don't know. He obviously was either really high or also having a mental break or a bit of both. And there's all this cardboard. They've been like bringing cardboard over there.
He's
And I
bringing
got,
cardboard to the dog park area?
no, the dog park is further down. This
Oh,
is
okay.
just one of the little trails you can get to the dog area.
Uh-huh.
And then it's like there's trees, there's this little hill that's just like trees and like gunk. And then the
Uh,
building, like a warehouse building behind it. And then in that warehouse building, there's like an alley on the side. So this guy's like, I don't know what he was doing. Then I'm like, is he masturbating? Like I couldn't figure out. He was like running around doing all this weird shit. I just happened to be looking out my window at that time. Then I look back, he fucking set the cardboard on fire.
he set the cardboard on fire? What?
Yes. And we had just had rain, so it's not quite as dry, but it's also like a pretty dry area. Then
Hmm.
I guess he realized, fuck, I set cardboard on fire. That probably wasn't smart. So he started to try to put out the fire with more cardboard.
No, that's called feeding the fire, right?
Exactly. But he was like stepping on it. And then, yeah, so I called the front desk and said, excuse me, someone's starting a fire. So a couple of the handymen went over and yelled at him and like screaming it's private property, blah, 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 which I'm not really sure. It's not really our property, but, or, so they put out the fire, but they brought like, he found one of the handymen found some metal thing to put it out with. But, and then they brought two little buckets of water to pour on top. And then
Hmm.
later, I looked outside just to check and I see smoke and the cardboard was back on fire.
Oh, of course it was. Yeah.
And at that point, the front desk was closed. Thankfully, the fire put itself out because it was getting really windy. I was like, because I'm starting to think like, shit, if there's a fire on that side of the building and it hits or the building, like how fast would it take the building to go up in flames?
I feel like a cardboard fire won't burn hot enough, you know? Like,
But what
but
if it catches a tree?
oh, dang. I didn't know you had trees. I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to redo this whole drawing.
I'm the only part that has trees that you can see trees.
Hmm.
And then, because there's a courtyard on the other side, like an inside courtyard, and this
That's
is
gonna
building,
mess things up. Okay.
and I'm in building three. There's three buildings.
Okay.
Um,
Should this be in your building?
but yeah, there's trees and there's like debris, like old leaves and just like
In the
stems.
courtyard?
No, 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 courtyard's on the opposite side. I can't say the courtyard for mine. This is just the like little pathway and
Yeah, okay.
trees
Yeah.
and this warehouses and this little like path that has mostly rocks, but then there's also like debris and dead stuff. Not like
Right.
dead animals,
No,
but like
this part of the description is living up to what I thought it looked like.
okay.
So what happened with the fire? It burned itself out.
And then it came back, and then I guess it burned itself out. I don't know. I'm still here. My building didn't burn down. But I was thinking last night, like, do I, just in case there was a fire, I'm thinking about the things I would want to bring with me. Actually, I'd want to bring a lot of things with me, but like the last minute things I would want to make sure I still have, which is like my ID, my passports.
Yeah, you've talked a lot about having a go bag.
Yes. So I did pack a go bag for a little bit last night, and then I'm like, Rachel, you're being ridiculous. Put your stuff back.
Hmm.
It was just like my IDs. It was this bear, Grandpa Bear.
Oh, hey, Grandpa Bear.
This I got at my grandfather's funeral was one of his get well bears when I was like
Get that
5.
youtube.com/@AthensPublishing.
See, you get to see Grandpa Bear.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a cute
and
bear.
thank you. My laptop I packed because I'm like, well, work and studying and school starts on Monday. I need my laptop.
Yeah.
And
I
I
mean,
packed
I
some
would always
study books.
grab, I feel like I'm not as attached to my computers as I am attached to the data on them. And I feel like
Hmm.
that should be something I could not worry about, but I would have to grab some computers in a fire.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
some got
Because
some
I'm
data we need.
in my head, if the fire got to my apartment building, it would just go up really fast. But I don't think that's necessarily true. I don't know. But anyway, so that's what I've been dealing with since I got back from my
Man.
trip.
Right. So how was the trip? Actually, before we go into that, I need
Yes,
to
sir.
finish up this fire
Okay.
drawing. And
And today I get to go have my face worked on.
oh, cool.
Hmm.
All right, so here's the drawing of your apartment complex. And let me see if I can make, how do I make myself bigger? Dude, I don't know how to work Zoom at all. Anyway, it'll be big for you, right? Okay, so building 3 is in the foreground, kind of. This
Okay.
is like a 3D drawing, and that you're seeing the top of it. There's like a little, there's a little like entrance to the roof staircase there. And so you're looking out onto this little rocky area. It's like a sidewalk that goes between buildings 3 and 4. And then over here is the dog park with like, let's see, this cowboy hat dude throwing a frisbee to his dog. And then up here is where the guy started the fire, and it's by some imaginary fence that you didn't even talk about. And
Okay.
here's the courtyard you just told me about.
Okay. So imagine if you flipped the building, but
Okay.
because the courtyard's on like the inside, there's only three buildings. So there's no building four.
Oh,
On
oh,
the
dang.
opposite side of the walkway is just warehouses. So instead of the warehouses
What?
being like behind the dog park where it was on the side of like the trail. The whole trail, that
Oh,
whole side is like is other buildings.
okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And the entrance is actually between building two and three.
Mm-hmm.
Two
Mm-hmm.
is in the middle, and then one's like across the way a little bit. But two is like where we have our like lobby and gym and stuff.
I'm gonna cross out the 4 and just write warehouse.
Yeah. Except it would be with the
Got it.
it would be with the guy starting the fire.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
very close.
Oh, thank you. I'm a good listener.
Excellent. I don't know if I am. No, I'm just kidding. I got all like, sorry.
You got all
I
choked
have,
up at how
I
beautiful my
did.
drawing was.
I did. How
Okay,
much
so tell
thought
me
you put
about
into
your
it?
trip. From my recollection, you had a Dallas adjacent trip to explore areas that might be cool enough to move to.
Yes.
Some reminding you of like college towns like Athens,
Yes.
and you're kind of tired of that big city life.
Yes. So I was supposed to go prior to this visit, and my car ended up in the shop. I get on the road Sunday morning. My fucking tire light comes on as soon as I leave. My check tire light, which I did not check. I think he's frozen. I'm gonna pause for 1 second. Dun, 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 dun.
Can you hear?
Hello? Yeah.
My computer froze
Mm.
on my phone, but we can keep going if you want.
Okay. Okay. We are back. So as soon as I left, my tire light came on.
As soon as you left your apartment?
No, as soon as I got on 35, like a little bit onto getting on 35, my check tire light came on.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, it was just really hot, maybe. But I'm like panicking the whole time. I'm like, should I stop? I'm like, no, just stop part way and just get air in your tires. Well, I just kept thinking to myself, like, I'm just going to see how far I can go.
Yeah.
I also forgot that my dad, somewhere in my car, I have this thing where you can put air in your tires by yourself. Like, it's a little air thing that I carry. I was going to go to a gas station to get air, and I realized I've done that, but I have a little air filler in my car.
Like it fills the tires up?
Yeah, somehow.
Interesting. I
Yeah.
mean, that's doable, totally. It's just like an electric pump or something.
It's real small. It's like an air compressor pump. I have no idea how it works. It's
Hmm.
tiny, but it worked. But anyway, I totally forgot about that until like yesterday. I was like, oh, so I'm panicking the whole ride. I'm like, just please, who is ever watching over me, just let me get there safely and then I'll figure it out. But also on a VW dashboard, I'm talking to my friend on the way there, and all of a sudden I see this thing and it's two cars with an exclamation point in the middle.
Okay.
Okay. If you can imagine that. And I've never noticed that before in all the time I've had this, which I haven't had that car that long, but never noticed it. So I'm thinking the exclamation point in the two cars, because it's the back end of one car and the front end of another, and they look like the same cars in the little graphic. So I'm like, oh my God, they're saying my tires are going to explode. The exclamation point.
Oh no. Okay, so on the end of like car troubles to have, the tire pressure light coming on is low, right? I'm here
Right, right,
to
right, right. But
hear.
then that little thing came on. I'm like, something's about to explode. Um, but actually, what I figured out that meant was that I was close to the car in front of me. It was giving
Oh,
me a
right. Yeah,
warning.
okay.
Yeah, that took me until a long time. So anyway, the ride was a little insane, and then I realized I'm going to these cities to see my friend that from school, and we've never actually met in person before. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what if she hates me in person?
Oh,
Like,
wow.
what if we don't get along? Then I'm here for this many days by myself. And
Have you seen pictures? Oh, I guess you've seen them over Zoom.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We talk on the phone all the time.
Yeah.
We talk on Zoom, like we talk constantly. But I'm always like in person. What if something's like, I don't know. I just can something I needed something to be anxious about.
No, I had
But
something similar when I went to Amsterdam. I had this friend who I've interacted with over the internet exclusively,
hmm
and I had never seen him before. And I'm like, what am I even looking for? Like, this person
mm,
could be like 500 pounds if they're an American, or they could be like a hottie. You never know.
hmm True. So yes, but we've seen each other. We talk on the phone. We're always on Zooms. So like
Oh, let
that
me
part, I
backtrack. They could be a 500-pound hottie. I'm sorry that I tried to make those things competing against each other. They could have, there was a lot of different ways for this person to look, and I was really like nervous about it.
yes, no, absolutely. And then I've only not that yeah, I don't know. I was just nervous, but I didn't take any. I didn't think what you said with that, but I understand what you're saying. Um, so yeah, I got to Grapevine. I stayed in Grapevine.
Hmm.
Um,
Is that
and
this? They wrote a song about that one, right? Like I heard it through the grapevine is about that city.
absolutely.
It's like a city where people gossip a lot.
It is. It's a big guy. I hope so. That'll be fun. Let me see. And I was right across from this huge mall.
Whoa, I like
And there's like
malls.
a lot of lakes in this part of Texas and like canal kind of things. So anyway, she picked me up. We went around, we got our nails done, although I got my nails gel, and for some
Oh,
reason I already have a bunch of chipped nails. So
I
either,
was thinking they look good. I like the black chip nail look. And
thank you.
sorry I didn't mention it earlier. I feel like I've been pushing the YouTube channel pretty hard, but log on to that so you can see
See
Rachel's
my
nail.
nails. You can also see my bed.
Yeah,
This
you
is
got a
my
cool
pillow.
look today.
Thanks.
Very very punk.
I decided to just, stay in bed today because I start classes on Monday. So yeah, we had so much fun. We first just like got our nails done, went to lunch or had snacks. We went out that night. We went out and the first night with my friend and her husband, we went out in Irving, Texas. That's where the Cowboys used to be. Um,
Oh,
hmm.
I said, oh.
Oh, and it's this place called like the music something area. It's, like they built this whole area where it's like shops and restaurants. So we went out there to a couple restaurants. Got home early, went to dinner like super early, which is fine. And then the next day, I can't remember what else we did. We did some stuff and then we ended up drove around. We went to Grapevine. So the second days we went to Grapevine and there happened to be like a Main Street festival.
Hmm.
So I can't, we did other stuff that day too. Oh, we went to breakfast or something, drove around. Um,
What's like a typical Texas breakfast? I'm picturing like barbecue omelets.
I had just bacon and there's a lot of like breakfast tacos and migas and stuff like that.
Oh, right, right, right. Yeah, the Mexican element. That
hmm
sounds good.
But I had just
So
like,
you stayed with your friend? You stayed with
no,
her? Oh,
I stayed
okay.
at a hotel.
And then you guys just kind of took little side trips to explore
Yes.
possibilities. That's
Now I
cool.
feel like I can't remember when we did all this because I feel like How did we do grapevine? Maybe we did grapevine the first day. I don't know. I have no concept of time. But
How do you make a
grapevine is,
friend? You make a friend through Zoom and then you do stuff IRL? That's,
we made a friend, and we became friends through our internship site.
yeah. How do you, so your friendship was born on video screen?
Yeah, yeah, from work, from our internship. Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like that's very like high tech futuristic stuff.
Yeah. So we met because we ended up having the same supervision time for our internship. So, and then we just were like, started chatting and then I don't know. And then it was like, went from like, oh, let's do a Zoom after this. And then it was like, can I call you? Sure. And then now we talk like every day.
Was there a moment where one of you said, "Hey, can I just say I like hanging out with you?"
There was something like that.
Hmm.
But yeah, we went to Grapevine. So it says maybe we went during the day. Maybe that was the first day. Cutest downtown. It's like
Oh,
this,
neat.
it reminds me of a little bit of like a Madison, Georgia, but more old-timey looking.
Okay. Hmm.
Um,
I'm picturing since it's in Texas, those dust balls kind of rolling through,
it
like the,
was really windy at one point, so
and then there's a lot of the swingy doors, like
there
saloon
weren't any
style doors.
swingy doors. Grapevine, I guess by the name we could figure it out. We could deduct, is that right? Uh,
Deduce.
did and that Grapevine is called Grapevine because there's lots of grapevines and they have a lot of wineries.
Oh, cool. Man,
Yeah.
do you know what so grapes are grown on this like thing, it's like a bunch of grapes
Hmm.
and you pop them off and you eat them. Do you know what it's called though? Like
The
the whole
stem.
No, it's called a seed bunch.
I like that.
Isn't that cool?
Yes, I never knew that. I
Because
have to t
I think my kid asked me that. Like we had eaten all of the grapes off of the seed bunch and they were like, "What's that called?" Like the leftover.
Mm,
And I was like, "That's called the stemmy thing."
that's what I always thought it was just called the stem. Interesting. No, there wasn't like I wanted some of those doors, but they like shut down the whole downtown to pedestrians.
Did
So there's
any
like
did any tall cowboy stranger grab the brim of his hat and say,
and
"Howdy,
say,
madam"?
no, no,
Oh, well, see,
he's back.
I just don't know what to expect though.
Screamy guy is back.
Oh, screaming guy?
Yeah.
So what do you actually think's going on with him? Like, he was mad. We know that he was mad. We know that there are other girls on this floor, right? So
I
that
don't
could
know,
be like we hooked up.
but
Um,
I'm curious if any of that ever even happened or if this is just someone who had some kind of mental break and just comes by here and yells. Like he's kind of scary.
and
Because
then
what if
he burned a bunch of cardboard. Maybe he's a
no,
former, I think he's
those are two different guys.
what?
Yes.
God, I was too busy drawing to follow your story. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I didn't know if I said that. No, they were totally different guys. Okay,
Hmm.
yelly guy stopped yelling. I don't know, but I feel bad for whoever's window or
Well,
floor
if
he's on.
Yelly Guy and Cardboard Bernie Guy were the same, Cardboard Bernie Bro were the
Yeah.
same, it could be an Amazon delivery person who's been scorned and
Mm.
was burning the evidence of
Oh, that could be.
like the Amazon boxes.
No, this guy always seems to be like, well, before when it was when I when it was in the middle of the night, he was definitely in the building, which is scary. But this
Hmm.
sounds like outside the building. But it sounds like the same place. Like, and then I'm like, has nobody called the front desk? Well, I haven't. I don't think they're. Um, but I might think about it. But yeah, he just comes by and screams and then goes away. I don't understand. So yeah, scary. Because I don't want to walk out there when he's like yelling at her or whoever he's yelling at or him. He did say like that you took my apartment, maybe that's my girl something, and or I'm visiting and you're gonna leave me out here. I don't know. And but I don't know. He just comes by. He's done already. He screamed. He did a scream. and he went away. So Grapevine, yeah, it's all these like little wineries, like little wine bars and cafes and coffee shops and little like cool shops. And it turns out that my brother-in-law has a cousin who moved to Grapevine and is marrying some salon owner. So I have family there ish,
Wow.
family-ish.
Yeah.
So Grapevine, yeah, Grapevine was super cute.
Mm.
Um,
Well, props to Grapevine.
they also have these little like down the road where you can like grandstand kind of thing. So like bands were playing in different areas. There's also an
Oh,
old a train that'll take you to Fort Worth.
that's a little Stars Hollowy.
Oh yeah, maybe that's why I liked it.
Was it?
Could be, could be. So yeah, we went there. We went to
Did you
check
try
out.
any of the coffee? Because that's important.
I didn't try the
Oh,
coffee.
wait, you don't drink coffee.
I do
So
sometimes. I do sometimes.
pastries, I feel like you got to try the bread when you go
Yeah, no, I
somewhere.
didn't. I did have a biscuit in Flower Mound that was pretty good.
Okay.
But we didn't eat in Grapevine because we had gone to lunch, we got our nails done, but that was the first day. And then we were going to dinner with her and her husband was taking us to dinner.
Hmm.
So, um, it was a fun dinner. It was really fun. Um,
Yeah, that sounds
and
like a fun trip too.
yeah,
You're
and then
you're
we
both
went
kind
to
of unencumbered by school and you can
yeah,
just
there's
hang.
nothing. And we went to the pool one day, and then we checked out Denton, which is a college town, which I was like, everyone who I talked to, those other areas, they're like, you're gonna love Denton. You're gonna love Denton. The downtown was super cute.
Hmm.
The way they do the crosswalks was really cool too, like all the crosswalks at the same time, so you can just diagonally cross,
Ooh,
which
very
is pretty cool.
Japanese.
Yeah, so I loved that. But actually, the town of Denton itself, didn't love it.
What is the university that's there? Or is it
North
a
North Texas.
North Texas? Okay. Okay.
So, but I loved Grapevine. Um,
Well, that's good. At least you got one thing you love out of it.
yeah, I did not get to see Dubai,
Hmm.
which
Okay.
he was out of town for part of it, but then I think also I didn't communicate the whole thing well. I know myself. I'm not making excuses for him, but I didn't communicate the whole thing well, what I was doing. And then I was just kind of like, well, I'm busy. I don't know. I'm just, so we're trying to figure that out. Still. Um, if I do move, I'd be like 30, 45 minutes from him, 20 minutes. I don't know. Um,
And y'all are keeping up with the sexting or like
yeah, it goes through
how are
phases
things
sometimes.
in the virtual bedroom?
I mean, they're pretty good. Um, and and then he called me and was being the other night because he was like about this whole thing that happened. Anyway, and was saying some dirty shit. And I'm like, what are you doing? Because I could tell he was in a car. He was with his brother.
And he was saying dirty shit?
Hmm.
Like dirty sexy or dirty like mean?
Oh, dirty sexy.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's a family thing.
Like, I,
I don't know how that works.
I don't know. So we'll see. And then I had to come home. Then I came home, and then I had to go back away for a work trip.
Hmm. Wow.
Oh, I
Well, it
just
sounds
got
like you had a
like
pretty busy one. That was your
I did.
Memorial Day weekend, right?
That was actually not even the Memorial Day weekend. I keep getting a little like rainbow on my face.
Yeah, from the
Um,
microphone, I think.
yeah, it's kind of cool. It wasn't Memorial Day weekend. That was the Sunday before Memorial Day weekend
Oh, okay.
until yeah. So I was gone Sunday to Tuesday.
Wow.
And then I stupidly, like, I was gonna, and then I was like, maybe I'll just stay another night. But,
Ooh.
but I
What
didn't
what
because
luxury world do you live in
I
where you
know,
could just
well, because at that point it was like getting late in the day, and in my head, I'm like, well, as long as I leave, Flower Mound by 2, I'm good. Which I
uh-huh.
left around 2, which I didn't think through. Leaving by 2, great, because I didn't want to like leave too late. I didn't think about this. I've left at 2, which put me in Austin at 5.
Oh, right. Perfect timing for all sorts of traffic.
Well, I took a toll road this time on the way
Still, though,
back.
Austin, I feel like one of the things that I've done the most in Austin is sit in traffic.
That's true. That's true. If you take the toll road from North Austin or like from wherever I took it from down, it's a lot less traffic and it put me off at a better place to get to my apartment. Who knows
Hmm.
how much that toll is going to be? But I mean, I can't imagine it being too much. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, you won't find out about it until it's posted to your account, right?
Well, until they send it to me because I don't, I don't have a toll. I probably should get it. If I were to drive this more, I'd get a toll tag.
Yeah, I go to Florida to visit my parents a couple times a year, and they have toll roads that just do pay by plate, and it
Yeah.
takes forever to get the toll. But
Yeah.
then I get like a bill in the mail for like $6, and I'm like, all right, that's fine. I'm good with that.
Yeah. It does take a while. So I just have to remember to keep checking my mail. Um, oh, and while I was there, before I left, I was like, you know what? I should probably get my tire checked just to make sure.
Right.
So I stopped at a little tire place, forget which one, I think Discount Tire. And for free, they put air in all my tires and checked all my tires.
And they were like, howdy, ma'am.
They were. They were like, oh, you asked what I was doing. I'm like, oh, and like they were talking about how much better it is to live here than Austin. So Austin gets a lot of hate. But they checked my tires and my tires are in really good shape.
Well, good. I'm
So
glad that you got that checked out. I bet that made the ride back a little
it
more
did.
easy.
But you know what happened while I was in Grapevine also? So because I
No.
could potentially like I'm like, I might see Dubai, I might not, but like I'm gonna bring some fun things with me.
Hmm.
So I brought not one, but two bullets,
Whoa.
right? Just because. So I'm like, Mom, I'm in a hotel. Like, this is perfect time for me to have a little fun time by myself. Who doesn't check to see if things are charged?
I mean, I I I hate in this moment to compare you once again to one
No,
of my
no, same
kids
there.
because this is not a great, example completely, but they really don't ever, they're like, why is this dead? And it's like,
Mm.
you guys gotta really have a better relationship with battery life.
Well, they just used it. Which I think that's why it's dead. But and it even has a little thing on the side that you can look at. It shows like how much battery it has left. I forgot about that. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was quite a letdown. Didn't have any like
Depending on the
charger.
size, though, for those toys, you should be able to have. Do you have wireless earbuds?
Yeah.
And they go into like a little case, right? And then the
Yes.
case kind of keeps them charged.
Yes.
And then you recharge the case maybe once a week, or I do mine like once a month.
Oh
But
wow.
I feel like sex toys that are small, like bullets, could go into a thing like that.
That's smart. Put that on our list of things to make.
Am I keeping track of that? Dang. I
I,
got this
I
map here that I drew, but
I also, this is probably like your kids as well. I
oh
also
yeah.
got to the hotel and it was a nice hotel. It was a little bit older in some spots, but anyway, it was a nice hotel. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna, because you know how TVs are weird in hotels now, and if you want to watch like Netflix, you have to put your own Netflix on. I don't want to put that on the hotel
Dude,
TV.
same. I will never.
So I always bring my laptop. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna watch TV on my laptop. Who forgot their laptop charger at home?
Yeah, I think that checks out.
So I had to buy a laptop charger.
Oh wow.
And you buy them on Amazon, they're like what, 15 bucks?
You bought it on Amazon?
No, 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 no. I was
Oh.
if I was there longer, I would have no, I ended up going to Best Buy.
Oh wow. So it's like a $700 purchase.
Pretty much.
You had to buy a new fully charged laptop.
I had to buy, and I had to give them my kidney for it. Um,
Yeah, no, I know that feeling. if you forget a phone charger and then you have to grab one at a gas station, it's like $35. And you're like, wait a second, these are worth $1.50 online.
Right? Yeah, I was so mad. The first one I picked up was like $100. I'm like, I'm not spending $100 on a charger. I will just watch TV on my phone.
Yeah. I mean, so if you did buy it, you might get something that's of higher quality.
Yeah.
That's always the that's always the mental trick that I play on myself
Yeah,
whenever
I was trying to think that way too. Like maybe this one will actually last. I'm not buying a new charger like every 3 months.
no, yeah, it's wild. I went through that with a couple of chargers that I have for this old laptop, and I ordered one online, and then it lasted a week, and then it's like
Mm,
no refunds, and then I was gonna order another one, but then I was like, oh wait, I'm an electrical engineer, and so I built one out of old chargers, and that one seems to be lasting.
that's so cool.
It's dope, right?
Yeah, that's really cool. Huh.
Well, you know,
And
it's
for those
funny.
of you who are not checking out our YouTube
No,
channel,
I sat in on this assistant principal hiring thing. I think that's why we couldn't do
no,
our Zoom
no, you told
last
me about the
time.
assistant principal. The last week was because I was away.
Oh, okay.
Didn't we sit? No, we said. Did you also sit down on the principal one? Was this a different one?
I sat in on the principal hiring, but the principal used to be the assistant principal, so they
Oh, okay.
needed a
This is
new
something different. I'm
assistant.
sorry.
So I sat on that, and I'm sitting in this room with like people I've known since like for 5 years, maybe or 6 years,
Hmm.
and like we had this moment where we all were chatting, and the new principal's daughter is going to college this year, and she wants to study engineering, so she's going to go to Georgia State.
Mm,
What's the one in Atlanta?
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech. And I was like, oh, that's a good school. Did you know I'm an electrical engineer? And everybody in the room was like, what? No, stop it. You're not. Nuh-uh. And I'm like, yeah, let's just go back to that.
That is cool.
It's not, it's funny because I don't really talk about it, but it's there. It's in the brain. It's like,
Bonus.
hmm. I was going to say it's like riding a bike, but it's not like that.
Mm, I think that's really cool. I think it's very cool. So, yeah.
I
Um,
I wonder, I feel like our audience is just finding out too. And you guys
yeah.
don't have to think about me that way. Just keep thinking about me as whatever you were thinking about me before.
Mm, I want to think differently, but
Do you want to see my degree? It's on the. No, I'm just kidding. It's right there.
nice. I was just thinking about that the other day when someone said, when I get my degree here, like when you're a therapist or whatever, do you have to put your degree up on your wall?
Yeah, definitely. Behind you, right?
Right? So I'm like curious, like doctors and all that kind of stuff. And I just realized I have no idea where my other diplomas are.
You should do like a Zoom, get a second camera for your Zoom meetings, and then do a picture in picture and have your
Mm,
second camera just focused on your
I might,
degree the whole time.
but
Then it'd be
yeah,
like a news person.
I might have thrown away my other diplomas by accident.
My diplomas are up on this wall, and you can see them hanging right there with a
Yeah,
flower pot in front of them.
I
And
don't see them.
it's just those papers right up here.
Okay.
And they're stacked. They're just loose papers that are
Okay.
stacked against the wall with the flower pot in front of them.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's
Yeah,
so I don't lose them. I
my
might need them at some point.
one of mine was like, um, they had it like my parents had it like mounted or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't know where I put them.
I
Well,
got my
I mean,
degrees relatively young, and they're not like advanced degrees. They're like just 5 year engineering degrees. And so I
still.
think I was like 22 or 3 when I got them. And I thought the coolest thing to do would be to roll a joint on them immediately. So I
Mm,
went over to my friend's, like I was staying at my friend's apartment, and I was like, dude, let's do this. And then I was like, this is dumb. Like,
Hmm. That's what kids do. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know, whatever. I guess if I need to have another diploma, if I need to hang it somewhere, I can find it or order a new one for five
I
hundred
think it's a
thousand
good
dollars.
look, and I think it really is a, as I get older, it's like a testament to all this time you spent doing something. At least you have a piece of paper that just kind of proves that you did spend a lot of time working on something.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's my first degree. I really don't know where it is. I don't know where my Tulane diploma is.
It's not like podcasting where we have hours and hours and hours of our recorded
That's true.
conversations, and nobody's going to go back and listen to all those things. I wish we just had a piece of paper that said,
We did this.
y'all podcasted.
I like that. And talking about podcasting, don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. I'm plugging this like,
Yeah, this is a heavy plug episode.
I mean, it's important. So yeah, so I don't know. I'm still thinking about Grapevine. I don't know when the move would happen. Um, I don't know. So lots
I
to
think it
think
sounds
about.
cute. I bet it's cheaper. I bet you could get like more for your money there. I
Hmm.
bet you will find cool, interesting people there. And I bet there will be some things that you hate about it. Like,
Oh
uh,
yeah, yeah.
probably no less access to, conveniences that cities have, where it's like, oh, there's no like 24-hour grocery store or something like that.
Yeah, I mean it's like little like it's in a little spot. I would have other friends that I know that live there.
Hmm.
Um so that would be nice. Um yeah, I don't know. I feel like all that, but like we'll see. But then like my cousin's still here, which she might not be for too much longer. I don't know. Everything is so different. Um,
Well, you're always welcome back in Athens. Me as
thank
the
you.
ambassador
Thank you.
of
Thank you.
and to
I'm
Athens.
glad that and I feel like at least until I get my hours, the next couple of years I'll be in Texas, but I might end up back in Georgia.
Yeah, don't, I mean, if you get certified in Texas, though, just stay in Texas, right? Like, if
I
you get
might,
your,
but I
yeah,
could also get certified in Georgia. I don't know. Who knows what'll happen next week? I could even, who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
it's a
So,
journey.
but if you get a chance, look up downtown Grapevine. It's super cute. They do a bunch of festivals. Yeah, anything else coming up your way? Do you want to?
Nothing worth announcing, but I am working on stuff. And if it gets to the point where I can announce it, I'll let you know.
Okay. Nothing else going on here. Just yeah, nothing much here, but don't forget to check out our YouTube. Until next time. It's still May, so it's still technically May, right? So it's still Masturbation May, so enjoy yourself. Take some time for yourself. Until next time, peace out. Okay, did I stop it? I think I did. File, export, MP3. Okay. Right, I'm taking it as an episode, MP3, episode 218. What did you call the grape things?
The seed bunch?
Should I just call it Sea Bunch?
Yeah, that sounds good. Or like charge your bullets.
Let's do Sea Bunch because I don't know why I think that's cute, but it is.
It is cute. I like that
I
name.
like that. All right, that's done.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna have to go
Okay.
quickly,
All
but it
right,
was
I'll
good
see
talking to you,
you
and
too.
let's
And
keep texting.
yeah, just for once school starts next week, probably the best day for me is Tuesday,
Okay.
but we can talk about it. But
Probably
yeah.
afternoon on Tuesdays then.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Well, we'll see. I mean, it's summer vacation,
Yeah,
so
and then it's summer, so whatever happens, happens.